so guys, as promised, we're doing a full day of eating with me. You'll get to see what I eat, what times I eat, why I choose to eat. Coffee every morning as well, normally black. Sometimes I'll put creamer depending on if I want to just sweeten it or not. And so this, I use Folgers Classic Roast, a little bit higher in caffeine. And then I also have saved, I use Maxwell House as well. And so, in case y'all don't know how to make coffee, I do 5 scoops and I'll have 2 glasses, which means I'll get about an extra scoop of caffeine. And so there you have it. Alright, so start off for breakfast to switch it up from the pancakes. I'm doing Dannon 000 Greek yogurt. So this is, I get 000. I might have some regular in here, but if we compare, yeah, I do got some regular. So occasionally I'll have some regular, but the difference is this is non-fat yogurt and the macros are 110 calories. There are 15 grams of carbs, but there's 14 grams of sugar. And so I'm trying to keep the sugar away. So, and a lot of companies will do non-fat, but they'll up the sugar. This has 0. So this has 15 grams of protein, 0 sugar, 0 sweeteners, and 0% fat. So I'll take one of these for breakfast. As you can see, that's what they look like. And I'll take reduced fat peanut butter. And this, which a lot of people don't have, this Kashi Go Lean. I like it. This is actually where a lot of my fat comes from. It's 5 grams of fat, and the peanut butter is reduced fat, so it's about 5 grams of fat. And so this, and I love the smell of Greek yogurt. Take the 3 things, because this is how you get, you know, your little bit of fat, your carbs, and your protein. So I'll take this and drop it in there like that. And I like a lot of them just because I'm not the biggest fan of Greek yogurt, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And so it's about, I would measure it out, but that's like close to a tablespoon of peanut butter. And so I just do that and mix it all up. And with all of this, the macros should be appearing on the screen right now. And that is what I'll eat for breakfast as a substitute if I don't want to do pancakes and peanut butter and stuff like that. And surprisingly, they actually equal out about the same macros. So I'm able to mix my meals up and get the different tastes without really sacrificing where my macros should be. But this morning I'm also going to cook 2 eggs. I'm actually going to do 1 egg with the yolk in. And don't cut all your yolks out. A lot of people's been cutting all their yolks out. Yolks have a lot of nutrients that you actually need, and then I'll do some egg whites to go with it just to up that protein because I am trying to build a little bit more. Okay, all right, what's up? So this is meal 2 of the day, and so I'm doing some chicken that I've cut up already and thawed, and that's just some water I had in there to kind of loosen it up so it would thaw a little faster. So this is going to be our item checklist. So number 1, 0 calorie spray to keep stuff from sticking. Be careful with your sprays because sometimes you get sprays that have stuff that you don't want in them. They'll have calories or some kind of saturated fat. So we're going to use non-stick spray with 0 calories. So I really don't want my chicken to stick. So there's that. And then I also use, I can't believe it's not butter, 0 calorie spray. So you can spray this 6 times before you equal a calorie, but I mean, I don't think that you want to do it. So there's that right there. So there's your checklist for that. So also spray that into the pan. Oh, there we go. And then throw your chicken on there. And we'll let it start cooking. And this is chicken breast that I bought from the grocery store, and I just cut it up and cut, if there was any fat on it, I just cut it up and cut it off and got rid of it. And so I'd already pre-measured. Let's see. So you can normally guess. So you just half it. So I'm just going to save that other half for later. Pour that water out. And so we'll set this out of the way for the time being. And then again, I'll spray it one more time because there's hardly any calories in this butter. And I'll let that sit. I won't season them right away just because I just rather say this because I feel like maybe it's just me being tedious, but I just don't want to get washed off when I'm flipping the chicken and stuff. And so then we're also doing this rice side, creamy chicken, rice and pasta. It's 240 calories per dry mix. Pay attention to that because when you add, if you add margarine right here or anything else that's got fat in it, it's going to bring your fat up. So mixed is 240, prepared it's 280. Calories from fat 15 to 30, but they're still low fat. It's 1.5 grams. The sodium's kind of high. The carbs are perfect. I want high carbs, and there's a small amount of protein in this, but the bulk of our protein is going to come from our chicken. I personally cover up the chicken because it holds in its flavor. Yeah, there we go. It holds in its flavor. It keeps it kind of damp and moist in there so it doesn't dry up so fast. And so anyway, we're going to start this. So this calls for 2 cups of water. So 1. I can go ahead and turn that on. Always pay attention to the servings. So 1 cup prepared is what you're seeing, but there's actually 2.5 servings per container, so I won't eat all this. So I just, again, I'll probably put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll put 12 sprays in there. Take the green beans, right? So get you some veggies in. So green beans right here. If you notice, the sodium is really high on this as well. There's 0 fat in this, only 20 calories, and that comes from a little bit of carbs and a little bit of protein. There's just a little added sugar there for sweetness. But so what we're going to do with this, because a lot of people don't know this, is most of the sodium that's coming from these packaged green beans are just from the preservatives in the juice. So just pour the juice out. Now, bend the can back. Run cold water in here until it overflows. Right, and what we're doing is we're flushing all those preservatives and the sodium out. Sodium pulls the salt, the water out of your body, and so you don't want that. You want to keep as much water retained in your body as possible. And so I'm just going to drain. So I drain twice. Booyah. So I'll open that on up. And there we go. Now I feel like the sodium's off of that. I consciously feel better about the decision that I made. This garlic pepper, normally this has nothing in it. So there's literally like this, you can't even count this into your macros. So if you're using sauces, that's different. But this garlic pepper, just shake across the top. Get a nice little coating on it. So there you can see the coating. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt, not a lot. And so what you've got here is, again, I'm going to put the macros up for what I'm going to eat. They should appear somewhere right here. But I'm going to show you the finished product of all that I've got going on. And pay attention to your brands of green beans, because Del Monte has low sugar in them, but some companies put a lot of sugar in their vegetables for sweetening and making you really want to get on them. So I'm going to cover this back up so it retains the heat, and I'll let you see the finished product when it's time. I also wanted to say, so I'm going to eat this. This is a birthday cake, like I guess kid size ice cream little thing. The reason I'm going to eat this is because I just finished my workout. I had chest today, and so I'm going to put up what I did on chest, the exercises over here. But so this is going to restore my glycogen or my sugar so I can feel better and recover a little bit faster. Just give me that little bit of spike energy so I'm not so exhausted I don't want to continue on with my day. And so you can do this if you do your research. So if you see right here, we have 4.5 grams of fat. It's only 100 calories, and the sugar's at 11 grams. And so that allows me to eat that without having a bad repercussion or get a lot of sugars or fats. So that's just going to help me get moving on my day so I don't feel so bad. So that's a quick little snack you can do. This is the ice cream I was talking about, just a fun little fact. I just used a lid that comes on top of them. I'm weird about it. As a kid growing up, I always was taught to use it. I'll just spilled some dag on it. I was always taught to use the lid, so I just used the lid as a spoon. You can use it for yogurt too, yogurt, stuff like that. But, oh my god, that's good stuff. But here's the green beans I was talking about. So now that you've drained it though, there's no juice. So to heat them, you gotta run what you would think to be the equivalent of what was sitting in the can to start with. So actually I'm gonna put a little bit more. And then heat that up for 1 minute. See how that tastes. Even though I'm not in college anymore, I am still using plastic plates. I do have silverware, guys, I promise, but it's just easier for time. So as you can see, this is a lot of chicken. It didn't look like a lot, but now you can see that it is definitely a lot of chicken. This is probably more than I need. But again, I am keeping my protein high, my carbs high, and my fat as low as possible. As you've seen, none of this stuff really has a lot of fat in it. Serve that. So I just normally mix my stuff up. Most people don't, but I do. And again, I'm not measuring out exact, but we do know that there's 2.5 servings in here. So that's probably 1.5. Well, that's probably, let's see. Yeah, that's probably 1.5 servings. So there's still a full serving in here. So that would be about where your serving would be. And if you're having trouble with servings, you can measure stuff out, but basically just even it out, divide it up. You can cut it just like you would in geometry and cut it up into like a pie chart and be like, okay, there's 1/3, there's 2/3. So as you can see, if I'd have just covered the whole pan, if I was to flatten this out, there's what looks to be 1/3, 2/3, and then you have your 3/3 right there. So that's probably 2/3. So that's, like I said, about 1.5 servings instead of 2.5 servings. Oh yeah, and I'll grab the camera now. And so here we have the finished product. And I've already put the macros up once, but I'll put them up again right here. So there you have it, good to go. Got this done. Super big meal here directly after a workout. Remember, can't believe it's not butter. It's the secret. I'm telling you, it's the secret. All right, snack 3. I lost my videographer for now, but meal 3 really, not snack 3. I'm gonna get it out for you. And I'll show you what we got. Anyway, but yeah, let's see, salt, mayonnaise, pepper, turkey, got it. Okay, actually, gonna get this as well. Okay, snack time. Pumpernickel rye bread, I'll give you the macros on this soon. Tear it in half, drop it in the toaster. Now, we have mayo. This is the bulk of my fat for this meal, okay? We have reduced fat cheddar cheese. It is simply amazing. I mean, this stuff is really good. And then we all know the Deli Fresh Oscar Mayer turkey and the 5-calorie diet cranberry black cherry. You can get all kind of flavors in this, but the diet cranberry black cherry, my fault. Great value brand, affordable, stay affordable. And then again, the pumpernickel rye bread with 1 gram of fat and 3 grams of protein. You can buy a higher protein version of that, but we're gonna wait for this to come out. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna wait for that to come out, and then I'm gonna show you, I put a little bit of pepper on it and show you the finished product. And the secret, come on, out of the toaster. See guys, that's aggravating. Okay, got it up. Anyway, and so the secret to these sandwiches and keeping them snack size is you half a piece of pumpernickel. I put pepper on it. I take the cheese and half it so it'll fit, and I just overlap it in the middle. Serving size on this is 4 slices. So 1, that's a half of 1. That's the other half. So now we're at 2 slices, 3 slices, 4. There we go. And so the thing is, guys, is control your portions. Like, you see me controlling my portions here. So I'm just making sure that everything is controlled. And Voila, you have a finished sandwich right there, good to go. And I'll put the macros right here. Alright, so got this really cool package here today, guys. And it's in the middle of my, what am I eating today, or you're eating with Keith Gore. So I just figured I'd go ahead and throw this in there just to give you a brief idea. My protein, I sent them an email, got a confirmation code back, and so they cut me a deal. And so, shameless plug, but I am going to say this about my protein. What I like about my protein is their simplicity. They're very, very simple with their products, meaning they don't put a bunch of additives and a bunch of fake stuff in it. And by no means am I saying go buy my protein, but I will say that when you're like me and you want the science base behind it, I choose my protein because they've been around a while and they have really good products, and you can find pretty good codes, and quite a few people are sponsored by them. So let's see what we got here today. Okay, alright. So we've got vanilla ice cream flavored, the whey, setting a new standard whey protein. And so this has 1 gram of fat, 2 grams of carbohydrates, 25 grams of protein in 1 scoop. There's 60 per container. That's a really good ratio for that. So there's one. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we've got, see, this is what I mean by their simplicity. So instead of trying to sell you this big bundle in like a multi-package, you can buy straight glutamine. So I have my glutamine blue raspberry powder right here. The reason I chose to get this one flavored, a lot of people don't, is because I've also got my creatine monohydrate. And it was blue raspberries. That way I can double the taste of the blue raspberry. So I feel like it'll taste a lot better. So I'll probably end up mixing these together. And then, if we all know, yeah, 4.25 grams per teaspoon. Yeah. Teaspoon. Awesome. So you don't want to get any more than 5 grams a day. And so there's your straight creatine monohydrate. Like, just get creatine monohydrate. You don't need all the other creatines. And then we also have, so I haven't really had any aminos in a while, so I figured I'd get some. Per 2 scoops, this has the whole matrix for BCAAs. It even has some glutamine in it right here. So it has glutamine in it. So that means that while I'm taking this, I really won't have to take this. So that kind of helps me out. I double up. That's what you got to pay attention to though. Don't double up on your stuff. But you can also mix your creatine with your amino complex as well. And so that's what I got for you here. You can come see it all together. And I will tell you guys, this is about 120 to 140 bucks. And so, but because I emailed them and told them, you know, I would talk about their products in general, I got this for, I think I paid 60 bucks for this. So you're looking at what would just normally cost 60 bucks. I got all this for 60 bucks. And I'll probably be using their products in the next couple of videos, just because I've got it here now and I've run low on everything else. And so it was time to re-up, and I figured I would re-up with a company that believed in what I was doing. So there you have it, guys. My protein. Here you go. This is going to be taken for the next at least month and a half, 2 months is what this should last me. So there you have it, guys. Alright, guys. So, and this would be, you know, 3 or 4, I'm not sure, you know, but I'm going to run you through real fast what this one's going to be. I'm going to show you what I got going on, and then I'll put the macros over here right now, and it's going to be 2 pieces of tilapia and 1 serving of the rice, and I'm pretty sure that's all I'm going to eat in this serving, just because, you know, I don't want to fill myself up too much, because I have a treat for the last meal, which you'll get to see. So here we have the 2 pieces of tilapia cooking, right? Okay, now I put water in the pan right here, because that's going to let it cook out a little bit better. And I'm going to put a lid on top of it. Booyah, keeps it in. So guys, tip, when your fish gets like this, see all my water's cooked out, and now the top of the fish is now white. That's when it's a good time to flip before it gets too sticky. See, it's not too sticky yet. So then you flip it over, look at that, see, nice and clean and white. That's a good tip for you to help you out, because I know some of y'all are younger and you just don't know how to cook, and then some of y'all know how to cook the fish the way you like to. This is just how I do it. And then I, again, blacken this side, blacken this side. I'm going to get rid of this rice. So this is a new Success 10-minute boiling bag white rice. This one has 210 calories, so it's actually close to the same amount of calories. The carbs are way higher though. So this is in a half a cup. There's 50 grams of carbs and 4 grams of protein. So honestly, this is healthier than the rice that I had because there's nothing on it, but we are going to add soy sauce to the fish, which I don't normally do because I wanted to change it up for you guys. So I'm going to add soy sauce to the fish and a little bit of soy sauce to this. And I might use some yum yum sauce that they have from the Japanese restaurants, but it's a spicier kind, which means the fat is a little bit lower, but it's still not the best thing in the world. But again, this is going to be another post-workout meal, so I can kind of play with the fats a little bit and bring them back in. So that's what we're going to do for that. The finished product. There you go. 1 tilapia and 1 serving of rice. Alright, so this is like my... So I wanted to stress, because a lot of people think that like when they see the physique presented on the YouTube and on my Instagram and stuff, they think that I'm just a complete, like, I'm so into my eating that I don't ever enjoy what I eat, or that I get tired of the same stuff and stuff. So I have been trying to add variety, but I also want to show you guys that like I don't stress, and I don't want you to stress about your foods. And so this is what we're going to end the video on, because I wanted you to understand that like, yes, I eat all this healthy stuff throughout the day, but if I get the craving or I want to eat something unhealthy, I will. And so this, if you don't know what this is Duck Donuts. They originated out of the Outer Banks, and they're probably the best donuts I've ever had in my life. And I've had a lot of donuts, because donuts and ice cream are my cheat foods, if y'all don't know that. And so I'm going to show you these donuts, and I'm just going to say they're the best donuts in the world, but they're also probably the worst for you. And so I don't stress about it, you know, because I know I'm not going to eat all 4 of these, obviously, but this is like my go-to. And if I didn't eat this, then I would get the craving more and more and more, and then I would have a huge cheat meal where I would eat all day and just have a bunch of cheat meals all throughout. So if I get the craving, I'm going to act on it. But I just got to remember that when I go into the gym, I'm going to focus and really, you know, focus on getting those calories out of my system, because I'm not really going to get much benefit from this except carbs and a sugar spike, and that's really about it. But anyway, that's how it's going to end, guys. That's a full day of eating with Keith Gore. I hope it can help you. If you have any questions about any other foods, put them in the comment box. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already. This is the type of stuff I'll be posting, you know, and adding variety as I go. I'm glad you watched it, and guys, just enjoy yourself. If you're gonna start a diet, be consistent, but don't worry and stress about everything that you eat. Enjoy yourself a little bit and just work it out in the gym. Appreciate it.